Welcome to the Business Miracles Podcast. I'm Heather Dominick, founder of businessmiracles.com and author of the book Different, the Highly Sensitive Leadership Revolution, found at differentthebook.com. Since 2010, I've been training highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders from around the globe to work less while making more impact and income by doing things differently. I'm so glad you joined me. Listen in and get ready. Get ready for a shift in the way you view yourself, your work, your life. A business miracle. This is a Course in Business Miracles podcast, episode 198, HSP Energy Techniques for Difficult Times. In this podcast episode, I share the difference between energy management and energy techniques. I discuss the Bowen family dynamics theory and my subjective connection between being highly sensitive and being the absorber of the family. I talk about how this leads us as HSPs to be especially susceptible to nervous system overwhelm as a reaction to what's happening in the world at this time. If you are an untrained highly sensitive, then you are likely experiencing this energy as stress and are defaulting to fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, or getting triggered into your default coping mechanisms of pushing, hiding, or combo plattering between the two. Yet if you are a trained HSP in business and leadership, you make a choice. You make a choice to take personal responsibility right now and turn to both energy techniques and energy management to ground yourself. So listen in as I share 3 powerful energy techniques to bring calm to your nervous system so you can make that choice and as a result be of highest service through your business and through your leadership as an HSP and especially during times of intensity. Let's begin. Welcome to today's training, which is on energy techniques to move from shadows to strengths. So I wanted to focus on this topic because there's a lot of energy moving right now. And for those of us who are highly sensitive, whether you're conscious of it or not, we are absolutely picking up on it. But there's so much that is in motion right now across the entire globe. There is such disruption in so many political arenas around the globe. And astrologically, just to throw that into the mix, we just happen to be coming off of a new moon. And with that new moon, we may be feeling an extra wave of weariness. However, as always, we have a choice. When you are committed to being a highly sensitive leader, whether that be through entrepreneurship or simply life leadership, we do not buy into the highly sensitive shadow pathway that everything is happening to us. Instead, we take steps, we take measures to activate privilege of agency and locate where there is empowerment within choice. So if we even look at, again, just what's happening astrologically, though the new moon can bring a sense of weariness, this new moon also has an opportunity to be cleansing. If we come at it from a perspective of shadows only in terms of what's happening in the world at this time, our sense of empowerment can really be in question. Though through belief, you have all of the power within you to continue to create what it is that you desire and in the way that you desire. We may be challenged to a greater degree because of what's happening right now, but that greater degree of challenge does not take away our choice. We have the opportunity to let go of any doubt in your ability to start new at any time to move forward and to be able to really focus your energy. So that's what I really want to look at today, is ways that we can go about that. So first, I want to revisit a teaching that you may or may not have heard me share before, depending on how long it is that you have been a part of the Business Miracles community. But in the past, I've shared a teaching around the Bowen family dynamic theory. Now, according to this theory, each member of a family of origin typically unconsciously is designated a specific role within the family unit dynamic. As part of this theory, there is a role that's referred to as the absorber. Now, the Bowen family dynamic theory does not make any connection between the theory and highly sensitive. So this is where my subjective connection comes in, and I'm just making sure that I really highlight that. Meaning there is no actual research that equates the absorber with the highly sensitive in the family, if there is one. However, from my personal experience and my 10 almost years of mentoring highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders, I have consistently seen, from a practical research perspective, a connection. The absorber of the family is the person in the family who's designated to hold all of the feelings, and specifically anxiety. If you happen to have been the absorber in your family, and again, no research to back it up, but the fact that you're highly sensitive raises the probability that that was the role that you fulfilled, then unconsciously, your system became trained to take in anxiety like a sponge. So then again, we look at everything that's happening in the world right now. We look at everything that's happening astrologically right now. Now, again, I've been doing this work long enough that I have seen a predictable pattern. Suddenly, there's all of these things to do. Again, depending on where it is you are in the world and what's happening. There's a lot of pressure to be with other people, which should be fabulous and wonderful. But for those of us who are highly sensitive, absolutely need to be created consciously with things like entry and re-entry as I teach. If again, you are the absorber, you're going to be feeling all of this energy that's moving right now. If you are untrained as a highly sensitive, then you are going to most likely be experiencing this energy as stress. You will most likely be defaulting into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. You will be experiencing your shame shields against, away, or towards. You will find yourself in the highly sensitive coping cycle, feeling those default coping mechanisms of pushing, hiding, combo plattering. Yet, if you are trained or in training as a highly sensitive leader, which you are because you are here, then even though all of this is happening right now, you are looking to make a choice of personal responsibility for proactively managing your nervous system, turning to energy management tools, and then also incorporating energy techniques such as what I want to share with you today. So let's take a moment first just to talk about the difference between energy management and energy techniques. So energy management tools, as I teach in the highly sensitive leadership training programs, which all of you have as part of your orientation trainings within your leadership tracks, energy management tools are purposefully designed to put paper and pen together, all for trackable reasons, such as the belief transformation tool, which is recommended that you use over time, also that you can go back and you can look literally at the page and see what has transformed. Same with repetitive use of the order form to the universe, really activating that aspect of consistency that we focus and highlight within the training programs. Same for scripting, same for auto writing. An energy technique is something that's more physical that you can turn to in the moment to support you instantly in calming your nervous system, allowing you to be positioned for how it is that you're meant to be showing up as a highly sensitive leader, giving an interview, any form of marketing, giving a presentation, my gosh, showing up for a family event, any difficult conversation, or fill in the blank. So there's one energy technique that we use all the time, whether you're aware of it or not, within the teachings of the Highly Sensitive Leadership Training Program, and that is hand on heart. So you can take a moment just to do that now. So just this motion alone calms the nervous system. It takes you out of fight or flight. It takes you out of shame shields. It takes you out of your coping mechanisms. And physically, instantly gives you access back to your highly sensitive strengths. Now, today, we're going to take this technique one step further. So with your hand on your heart, I'm going to invite you to bring to mind something that's of concern for you right now. And my invitation is you go with the first thing that pops into your mind. Whether it makes sense or not, whether that's what you want to consciously choose or not, something that is of concern for you right now. Now take your free hand and place it on your ring finger. And then slide your finger down your ring finger into the point that's right between your pinky and your ring finger. So between your fourth and fifth fingers. Now, while holding this concern in your mind, just tap that spot on your hand. This is the meridian line on the triple warmer. Keep tapping. It's the meridian that controls our fight, flight, or freeze response. Keep tapping. Tapping interrupts the flow of the stress energy, returning the energy to the nervous system. And it's recommended that you continue tapping for at least a minute. Take a breath in, keep tapping, and let it out. And now you can even switch hands, putting your opposite hand on the heart, taking your free hand, finding that meridian point between the fourth and fifth fingers, the ring and the pinky, and continue tapping. And just take note. See if you can make any marked difference within your nervous system. If nothing else, it should move that concern from the ruminating space within the head, where the monkey mind loves to go to work. And it almost makes it difficult to simultaneously hold hand on heart and tapping while also worrying. Breath in and let it out. And now our second energy technique is we're going to take our hand from our heart and we're going to place it on your forehead. When you're in fight, flight, shame, shields, or coping mechanisms, the nervous system literally floods due to losing blood in the forebrain, or what's also known as the amygdala, which is what gives you access to your creative solutions, gives you access to your highly sensitive strengths. So there's power on putting your hand on your head. I always think of the stereotypical, like, woman from the 1800s in distress. Oh my, oh my. And there's a reason that she put her hand on her head. The hand is electromagnetic, and so is your blood. So by placing your hand on your head, it literally draws the blood up like a magnet. Again, interrupting fight, flight, and flooding of the nervous system. So especially when you find yourself in the highly sensitive shadow of analysis paralysis or perfectionism or feeling fear or worry or stress, or again, the concern that you brought to mind, bring your hand to your head. And you can double power it by placing the other hand on your heart. So take a breath in and let it out. For the final energy technique for today, I recommend if you're sitting close to a desk that you just kind of scoot yourself back a little bit. You give yourself some room. And here we're going to focus on the central meridian. And this is to open the flow of the nervous system. So again, when we're in fight, flight, or freeze, when we're in our shame shields, when we're in our shadows, when we're in our coping mechanisms, the nervous system has flooded. There's been a build-up of stress energy. So you can hold out your arms as if you're holding a tray. Ball your hands into a fist. And think of what has you concerned right now. Think of what has you stressed, fearful, or worried. And then you take the hands, bringing them in towards your gut, circling up above the head, and then in a large whoosh, opening the palms and flowing the arms down. So again, hands in front, balled into a fist, thinking of that concern, that person, that situation, whatever it might be, and then up and again. And that blowing out is very important. So again, holding that concern in mind, circling up, and then throw down while blowing out. And this opens the nervous system energetically, physically supports you in moving from shadows to strengths. So at any time, if you're finding yourself in a pinch, I know for myself, again, I have absolutely been feeling the energy moving so much. And even during time off, and we took a car trip and we were just out of our element and in a different town. And there's some things that I could just feel a vibe and energy that was kind of in the air. And I literally was not feeling safe within my nervous system. And I took time, just hand on heart, tapping that meridian. More than once, I just put my hand on my head, while also on my core or on my heart, and then taking time to just clear the energy. And then from there, you can go to energy management. So again, you go to that trackable process. They can be used together or they can be used separately. The entire intention and point is to be able to bring you back into your body, to take you out of your head, into your heart, to open the nervous system. So there literally can be flow of both energy and blood back to the amygdala, closing the limbic. If the limbic has opened, which when we are in our shadows, that most likely is what's happened physiologically. And then that gives us access, again, to our strengths, intuition, empathy, creativity, deep thinking, deep feeling, deep listening, to be able to access creative solutions. Now more than ever, it's so important that we're doing this. And my invitation now more than ever is to not fall into the same past patterns of energy that you've fallen into in the past. So the choice is yours, always and forever. Let's all take a breath in and let it out. Beautiful.
Thank you for being a part of this Business Miracles podcast episode and for beginning to dip your toe into the journey of highly sensitive leadership training. If you are ready to truly use your sensitivities as strengths in all parts of your work and life, I invite you to connect for a one-on-one chat. You will experience being deeply listened to, and together we'll get a sense of whether the highly sensitive leadership training programs are the best next step for you and your highly sensitive journey at this time. Just go to www.claritycall.com to schedule a conversation. We so look forward to connecting with you. Talk to you soon.